And let's go straight to it this one. As a result of the NSAS protest, which began on Tuesday, October 8, 2020, more Nigerian youth are aware of the need to take governance very seriously against the backdrop of the new group called the New Nigerian Youth Movement, with the aim of redirecting the NSAS protest energy into something positive in Nigeria. The future of political leadership is becoming an incorruptible one. So joining us now for a holistic conversation on this is Emperor Chris Baywood Ibe, entrepreneur, philanthropist, social activist, Pan-Africanist, the founder of Baywood Foundation, which has collaborated with the AU and the ECOWAS on various initiatives to drive affirmative action for greater participation of youth at all levels. Welcome to the program. I see from your book here that you did some, can I use the word pushing, as it were, for the Not Too Young to Run campaign, that was greatly supported by the European Union and the likes. And now we're talking NSAS. I mean, how does this segue to the holistic conversation of nation building and national development?
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here today to express my mind and my views about what I call a lot of anomalies going on here, especially with the shooting of the young ones at the toll gate. I'd like to commiserate with the families. My heart goes to them, to all those who have been involved in that shooting situation, either killed or injured, all fighting for the interests of Nigerians to move Nigeria forward. Of course, the young ones occupy a very pivotal position in the world, globally. In Nigeria, the situation is not different, but it's even more precarious in Nigeria because the youth population in Nigeria is quite overwhelming, and unless something is done to get these youths involved in governance and policy, the trouble is just started. I believe that in a situation like where we have found ourselves today, we have to change the narratives. And the narrative is not just by talking, it's by action, which gave rise to, like you said, Not Too Young to Run, and the book we published by Baywood Foundation, Beyond the Rhetorics. Simply meaning, beyond the rhetorics simply means, well, now time to talk. We have to walk our talk. Not Too Young to Run bill is a prelude to solving the situation of the youth situation in Nigeria. However, like we captured in some of the anthropologies and the studies we did, looking at the situation in Nigeria, the 6 geopolitical zone in Nigeria, we believe that Not Too Young to Run bill is not yet uhuru, because the solution to that has not been provided for the youth to participate in the governance and policy. And that's what Baywood Foundation has clearly defined in our book, Beyond Rhetorics, Youth Empowerment and Governance in Nigeria. And unless that action is taken, the situation is yet to abate.
Well, Emperor, it's good to have you on the program. But 2 quick things. You have a group that is called New Nigeria Youth Movement. Why New Nigeria Youth Movement? Is this a throwback to the original Nigeria Youth Movement that had persons like Nnamdi Azikiwe during the colonial period? And secondly, I mean, what do you think in terms of the strategies for engaging the Nigerian youth? What strategies beyond employment do we need to worry about to ensure youth inclusion? This army of young Nigerians who feel excluded from the governance and development process.
Ruben, thank you very much. I don't know if you have a copy of the book that we sent out. This book was published like 2 years ago, and we started the journey of this Beyond the Rhetoric like 4 years ago, when we came up with a movement we tagged African Youth Regeneration. And from there, it dovetailed to what we have today, Beyond the Rhetoric. The new youth movement cannot be achieved unless there is affirmative action. And in this book, like I will present to you, this book, like you can see, we chronicled everything here. And one of our greatest demand, wherever we go, from African Union, because we had presented this to the African Union, we had a forum in Abuja, We had a forum in Lagos, we had a forum in Enugu, and we are saying that one panacea, one way we think that the youth situation can be tackled is a definite affirmative action. And that affirmative action is only for youths. We have seen globally, especially when the gender issue came up amongst the women, there was this declaration on women, the Beijing conference. So we took a cue from that, and we're saying unless an affirmative action is declared, legislated, and adopted, the youth's inclusionism and participation in governance cannot work. And we have a solution to that. The solution to this is once this affirmative action is declared and the barriers lowered for the youths, because I can tell you, the Not Too Young to Run bill is good enough, like I said, but you know what? The youths are not economically empowered. They're not financially empowered. They're not even in position of authorities. But they are very smart, very intelligent, ready to go. They have all what it takes with a lot of energy and verve. But because they're not very well equipped economically to be part of this society, they have been disenfranchised by our political elite and the political class. So one way we are saying is the affirmative action for youth must be declared. And when that affirmative action is declared and legislated and adopted, that I believe will be a solution or a prelude to solving this youth restiveness in Nigeria, because it has just begun. And unless that solution is introduced and followed to the letter, like I said, it's not just talking, it's not just promising, but action, and it has to be seen to be working. And without that, I don't think we're making any way. There's no need telling ourselves lies in this country. We can't be lying, we can't be deceiving. There's a lot of trust deficit going on, and it's been there for a long time. It's been building up, and now it got to a crescendo that it began to pour. So now it's time for action. And this is why I'm here to demand, via what we have done in the time past, that time is now to declare that affirmative action on youths.
Well, as we round up this conversation, I just want to sound a note of pessimism, I'm sorry to say. It's been about 25 years since Beijing, and all we've had on the Nigerian gender affirmative action front is lip service. So I'm not sure if a declaration merely, it has to be legislated, I believe, to actually get any action. Declarations don't tend to work, is what I'm trying to say. Now, with regards to this uprising that we've seen from the youth, everybody is talking about a massive PVC drive. Everybody get your PVCs for 2023. I'd like your comments on that, so that even if this PVC drive does happen, all that we might get is increased voter turnout, and that will be it. If the political candidates do not change, how do we ensure a better quality, a more representative quality of candidates on the ballots in the first case?
For the youth to participate actively right now in politics, and I keep saying we have to lower the bar for the youth to participate. They have a lot of inhibition, they have a lot of barriers. We have a lot of youths who are wishing to be part of this political movement. It's no more about party, it's no more about PDP, APC, SDP, or what have you. It's about who is there, what character. Do you have the content of character? Do you have the trust that people can really say, yes? Are you a fresh blood? I think it's time Nigerian youths and Nigerians like me should start looking for fresh hands that will take us to that promised land, because our political elites and the political class in the time past have disappointed us, and we have no assurance that given another opportunity again, they're not going to disappoint us. So it is time for the youth to get involved in politics. It is time for them to get their PVCs. And one of the things I do, and I do very well, is about mentoring, it's about educating them. And I keep telling the youth that, hey, you don't need to sell your vote. You don't need to sell your vote for 4,000. You simply sell your vote and you sell your birthright. And now it's time for them to adhere to that. Selling your vote for 4,000 naira. One thing I keep telling them, that a 4,000 naira cannot take you beyond that same hour that you collect the money. So why do you have to collect 4,000 naira to vote someone that thereafter he's going to dump you? Thereafter he's not even going to talk about you. Thereafter he's not even going to bother about your well-being. 4 years down the line, he's coming back. And don't forget that our political class are really, they are cashing on domination. They're cashing on deprivation. They're cashing on starvation. By the time they deprive you, by the time they starve us, 4 years down the line, they come back again and make promises. And because these youths are not gainfully employed, because these youths don't have any economic empowerment, they will collect any money at that point in time. So it's a lot of mentoring, it's a lot of education, it's a lot of voter education, it's a lot of awareness that your 4,000 naira or whatever amount of money they're paying you for your vote is not the way to go. Now it's time for us to rise and vote for the right people. So PVC registration, starting from now. I heard one of the ladies, I think yesterday night on Chinese television, talking about now is the time to open up. Not really when it is 2 weeks to election, 1 month to election. They will stampede people, and in the middle of that stampede, a lot of people will not find time to vote. And another thing to do is to drive the awareness that wherever you are able to vote. You must not go to your home village to go and vote, because quite a lot of people find it absolutely difficult to travel at the time of election to go and vote. How do we make it possible that wherever you are, even when you register outside of Lagos or when you register outside a place of domicile, you can use it anywhere you are, and then it can be registered. So people can vote and register wherever they are and vote at that place. So 2023 election is the time to really take the pride of place for Nigerian youths, and now is the time to start it. And it's not about registering a new party, it's not about forming a new movement, but it's about identifying the right people. It's about cohesion and coercion, so that every youth will use his voter's card to vote for the right candidate.
Well, thank you very much, Emperor Baywood Ibe, for joining us on the morning show. And thank you for sending in a copy of your book, Beyond Rhetoric, Youth Empowerment and Political Voice in Nigeria, published by Baywood Foundation. Thank you.